Hi, I'm Paris, and spring here in Austin, Texas means the return of the hummingbird. So it's time for me to get my hummingbird feeders put out. One in the backyard, one outside the window right here. Now this year I'm putting out the new and improved model from First Nature. They've made one rather small change from the old version, but it's made so much difference. Now in years past I've tried different hummingbird feeders and settled on this First Nature model, in part because it's so easy to take apart and to clean, to reassemble, and to fill. Also, the hummingbirds seem to like it, and at Walmart goes for about $4. The old model of their hummingbird feeder worked the same way and worked very well. It's just the hummingbirds weren't the only thing that liked this feeder. Because of the size and shape of the openings where the hummingbirds would feed, got bees and wasps coming to this feeder quite regularly during the summer. Now the bees aren't so bad, except that if you have several here, they can crowd out the hummingbirds who won't get a chance to come and feed. But the wasps, I'm out there spraying to get rid of the wasps. I definitely don't want to be feeding them. So what change did First Nature make that really doesn't seem to deter the hummingbirds at all, but has done a great job of reducing the bees and wasps? Let me show you up close. Take a look at the size of the feeding port here on the old model. It's large and oval shaped, and on the new one they've put 2 feeding ports in each equivalent space, and they've made them much narrower. What that does is it makes it so, I'm guessing, I don't know the details of insect feeding, but the bees and wasps can't get their head down into the feeding port to get to the sugar water. That one change has really made a huge difference in keeping the insects out of this feeder. Now I've found that online, if you go and order the First Nature hummingbird feeder, it's hard to see the ports exactly in the pictures, for example, on Amazon, but from what I've read, they're still selling the large port models there. I'm not sure why, but the only place I've been able to find that has this new improved port design is at Walmart, and they're actually, from what I've seen, less expensive, just about $4 per feeder over at Walmart. I'll link to the feeder both at Walmart and Amazon in the links down below this video so you can check them both out and compare. Normally I really like ordering from Amazon because I have Amazon Prime and it gets there so quick, but not if it's the inferior product. Now that I've told you about what I think is the best hummingbird feeder, let me tell you about the best hummingbird feed. I used to buy a pre-made mix that was dyed red because I thought that would help more in attracting the hummingbirds, but then people who commented on my video review of that said, don't use those hummingbird feeds that have the dye in it. It's not good for people, it's not good for the birds. So I switched to a colorless mix. It was already mixed and pre-prepared, came in maybe a half-gallon size jug, enough to fill up the feeder about 5 times, and it was around $9 or $10, so it was about $2 each time I filled this up. So it was healthier for the birds, not so healthy for my wallet. I finally settled on this feed. It is called Best One Hummingbird Nectar. It is a powder that you mix with boiling hot water, let it cool down, and then put it in the feeder. This container at my supermarket, I just checked, it was about $4. It's more online, but I'll link to it down below this video. So one container of Best One Instant Nectar will fill this about 7 times for $4. Much better. Now it is a little more work to use powdered hummingbird feed, but really pretty easy. Let me show you. People who buy these powdered mixes, some will swear by one or the other. A lot of people swear by this one, saying if they put out a different brand, hummingbirds won't drink it. And that's 4. Got my water at the boil. Pour in about 10 ounces. And it pretty much instantly dissolves because it's boiling water. But of course I've got to wait till it cools down before pouring it into the plastic hummingbird feeder. Could have put a little bit more. And then for the tricky part, actually I could have put a fair bit more in there. I'm going to take this, hang it out back, put my other feeder out front, and then I'll record which one the hummingbirds come to first.